What's up, everybody, and welcome to Game On Improve Your Health podcast. We are your hosts.
Tonight's podcast journey is being guided by none other than your host, Austin J, or hallucinodream if you know him from the gaming community, and his lovely wife, Christina, or Christina if you know her from the gaming community. And tonight's topic is follow-up and question and answer to episode 30, which was on inflammation. Enjoy the episode, and here are your hosts. Good combination,
Yeah, that was it.
good combo clatter of that.
Start
Of that introduction there. One day there'll be actual sound effects added to that. So today is a follow-up question and answer.
Alice actually does a really nice. We should just have her record something.
It's our daughter. If we've never said her name on the podcast, by the way. Yeah, we could actually use that. She does that when she gets tired. It's like the tired alarm. She just walks around the house because she won't now. And does all that. The blah, 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 blah. Whatever she has in her hand, she'll use to move her lips around.
We should just start recording that.
Seriously.
Perfect. That would be our first music gig. Unpaying, obviously. It's an internship.
Yeah, obviously. She's got to earn her stay. She's not very good at doing laundry or anything. Yeah, so. But tonight is a follow-up and question and answer to inflammation. We're going to go over anything that we may have missed, and we're going to answer any questions that have come in, or any questions that have or are coming in live. Now, this episode, unfortunately, isn't being recorded live because we're unable to do that. But any questions that came in, during the week that is passed, we're going to answer.
So no live questions will be happening.
I want to keep saying that, though, so people don't forget that we will be doing this live once we get back into our sweet recording studio that we had.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want people to forget that we do record this live on Twitch and YouTube every week. And you can ask questions live if you didn't get to during the week. So that being said, we are still mobile. You can probably hear the wind because all the windows are open, and the ocean in the background. You'll probably hear some cars. I apologize for all that. This is a temporary setup, but so the quality is a little lesser than normal. There's a car now. Yay, cool. Right on cue. I scheduled that. And
the ocean should be nice and relaxing, though.
Yeah.
For everyone.
So don't fall asleep while you're listening to the podcast, please. And if you hear the ocean, it's the ocean. There's no fans in here. Okay.
That is natural sound.
Except for my wife. She is my biggest fan, obviously.
True.
So we'll go over anything we missed. We'll start with that, then we go to the questions, just like we do every follow-up and answer, question and answer. Now, is there anything that you may have wanted to go over? Or
let's start with the questions, and then I feel like maybe stuff will come up.
All right. Well, we're gonna switch things around here. Courtesy of our host, Christina. She weaseled her way all the way up to host. Now she's altering the episode. The episode schedule here.
The schedule. Yeah.
All right. The first question that came in. We'll go over there's two questions that came in. And the first question that came in is: you guys have talked about intolerances that you have. Is there any way to pinpoint what your intolerance were? For example, you said dairy, right? So is there any way to pinpoint that dairy intolerance?
Well, there's the good old guess and check method. I'm sure you've heard it in math class. Worst method ever. But with food or something, it's really one of the most kind of basic and common ones, I think, is that if you introduce something into your diet, then chances are you'll just have to kind of move back, like, okay, well, it wasn't the bread, it wasn't the, so like just kind of try to figure out what it is. So I guess like a guess and check method.
It is always going to be, my personal opinion is it's going to be trial and error literally every time.
Yeah.
Guess and check.
Well, there are like food sensitivity tests and stuff.
Well, we're talking not food sensitive. And sometimes those don't pick them up. So we're talking.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, before we get into going to see a specialist, things you can do yourself beforehand.
Yeah.
Because you can figure it out. We haven't seen a specialist yet. No, we know what our body's like, what they don't like. It's trial and error. Now, if you revamp your whole nutrition, and you go from eating fast food and all this other stuff, and then you just take everything out and you revamp everything with brand new whole foods and all this stuff. It's gonna be incredibly hard to pinpoint exactly what happened. This has happened to us maybe once, where we introduced a bunch of stuff and something upset me and I just couldn't figure it out, so I had to literally wean everything out.
Kind of slowly.
I did it all at once and then reintroduced everything. That's the easiest way to do it. So what? Just lost my train of thought. Awesome. You're very good at cutting people off nowadays.
I know.
Yeah, roles have been reversed. How the tides have turned.
I know.
How fitting for where we are. But it's basically a guess and check, like Christina said, where, let's say, so Christina knew her dairy intolerance because, of long-term dairy, really.
Yeah, so like for me, it was because I knew, so for so long I had cut it out, and then I would only get like re-inflamed then when I started eating dairy more, right? So like we never started coming to the beach as often as we were, and like, so for me, for some reason, beach correlates ice cream. So like,
I feel like it does everybody.
Yeah. So it's like when I'm down at the beach, I eat ice cream. And it wasn't until like last year did we really start coming to the beach that frequently, and now we basically live here. And so with that extra incredible amount of intake in ice cream, I know I know it's the dairy, because I didn't change anything else about my diet. And the nights that I don't eat it, I feel so much better than when I do. So, yeah, it just...
Yeah, your body's going to change, too, so...
It does, yeah, no, definitely.
I had... And I couldn't figure it out for a little bit, but I kept getting... We had stir fry for a while when I first met Christina. We ate stir fry a lot, actually. It was the only thing I could make.
It was his favorite meal.
It's the only thing I could make. And pancakes. Pretty good at making pancakes. But there was something that kept inflaming my gut, and it felt like acid reflux, and it would irritate me and make me feel awful. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was for a while. And before this, I can never remember, and I've had it quite a bit, I can never remember a single time where that has happened. So my body probably just changed. It's not like I met Christina and my body was like, you know what, we just want to build an intolerance to this. But my body decided soy sauce is, and it's not soy in general. Like soy doesn't really negatively affect my gut, but soy itself really upsets my stomach and makes me feel awful, and it feels like I'm, I have acid reflux and everything else, and I become irritable and all this stuff, and soy's in everything. So I think we really just think it's concentrated soy, like in soy sauce itself. Teriyaki sauce, really, that was a hard one to figure out. I didn't even realize how much soy was in that. Obviously figured that one out. Can't really put that on too much of anything. But we were eating this, and this never happened in the past. I've used to eat, growing up, lots of teriyaki chicken, lots of stuff with soy on it, right? I don't know about soy sauce in particular, but teriyaki chicken a lot.
Yeah, your mom uses like 0 spices, so...
Yeah, anyways, soy is not a spice. And, I just had to try to figure that out. That one was a little hard to figure out, but we finally figured it out, and we didn't really do trial and error at that point. I kind of was, it was hard. I'm trying to think back on how because this was a couple years ago, I'm trying to think back on how exactly we pinpointed that.
I think because we stopped doing as much. So, like, unlike Austin, I cannot eat the same thing for a very long period of time and not get sick of it. And so, like, he had totally stir-fried me out. So, like,
we literally haven't had stir fry in about a year and a half.
We have not.
It's been a long time.
Because we ate so much stir fry, I can't even explain to you.
I'm hungry.
And so I really want some Java Chunk ice cream. And so I think because we stopped eating it, so we really don't eat soy sauce very often, and then, or like a teriyaki sauce or anything like that. So I think because we stopped it, and then we must have eaten something
There was something.
I think I either did stir fry or something.
And I'm really
like
trying
that
to think,
again.
but there was something we did. I don't think it was stir fry. It was something we did with soy sauce, and I was using.
Was it like fried rice or something?
I was using the soy sauce. I can't. There was a meal that we did. I don't remember exactly what it was. There was a meal that we did without the soy sauce, and we used something else. And there was a meal that we did with soy sauce. I'm pretty sure that's how we figured it out. And I don't know if it was particularly putting soy sauce. We might have been dipping in the soy sauce. You know, because sometimes we get some sushi, dip it in soy sauce, which sometimes affects me and sometimes doesn't. Anyways, moral of the story is, it took a little bit to figure out, but we figured it out. And you know, what you can do is, or like I said, let's backtrack for a second. Your body changes, so every X amount of years, it's proven that your body changes, your taste changes, your body changes. What intolerances you might be building change because your body might be actually building an intolerance to something. So mine did, you know, built an intolerance to soy, and it was a little difficult to figure out. But what you can do is just, you know, start slow. You know, cut some things out, like cut out one thing from your diet for a week or two, see how you feel, and then if that's not it, bring it back in and then cut something else out. Don't do everything at once. It can be impossible to figure it out, and don't change everything at once. That's why we always say, which in the nutrition one, I'm not even sure we talked about intolerances and inflammation and all that stuff, but when you change that's why we push for slowly introducing other things into your diet and switching things out, because maybe you will have an intolerance to something. Maybe something will not sit with you right. Maybe you might actually be allergic to something you had no idea about. So yeah, take it slow, regardless if you're adding or trying to remove.
Yep. Honestly, I mean, it's just like babies, right? Like, you know, we've had to do that with our daughter a couple times. Like, okay, well, she had a weird reaction to this. Her stomach she seems really gassy when she eats, you know, this. So like we for a little while
understand that.
Yeah, like we for like a while, I think we're like starting to write things down. So like keeping a food journal.
Oh yeah, if you don't write it down, that's another thing. Write it down for yourself. Write down what you're eating, and then maybe you can pinpoint from there. That's an incredibly good. Yeah, we do that for the baby, but not for ourselves. But that's an incredibly good and very smart way to go about trying to figure out if something's bothering you.
Yep. You know, if anybody's parents are used to doing that for your kid, it's like pooped at this time, bottle fed at this time, tried avocado for the first time, had a blowout. You know, like, so, you know, just pretend like you're a baby and you're trying to find things out for the first time. Writing down is really helpful because you don't remember either, you know. And then it's also like sometimes just even seeing like a visual pattern of, okay, like, wow, I did eat stir fry every Friday, and every Saturday morning I felt like absolutely horrible, you know. So you'll start to, you know, maybe notice trends. So you can either keep like a log, or maybe if you get like a month calendar, you can write it down on like a month view of a calendar, you know, so then you can kind of visually see, or maybe week by week. So yeah, just, you know, just jot some things down. Or if you, you know, feel fine most of the time, like just start writing down like when you change something, you know. So like maybe you started going out more, or maybe you went to the beach and started eating ice cream every night, you know.
It could be liquids too. Things that you're drinking could definitely spark. So I mean, depending on how much sugar is in it, maybe it has some kind of ingredient. So just bear in mind that it could be something you're drinking as well that might be inflaming your gut, not just food, right? So I think we answered that question pretty good. Well,
yep.
The second question is, you guys speak about food causing inflammation, and what you can do to reduce it. Is there anything outside of food, like actions or anything that you can do that help reduce inflammation? And that's the question.
Okay.
And the answer is yes. Was that good? That was
Perfect,
good. All right.
Yeah. Question
Cut the
answered.
episode. Yeah, actually, it's been proven several hundreds of millions of times, I'm sure, that mindfulness, which is like meditating or taking time to yourself or doing something you enjoy, right? That's not stressful. Hopefully if you enjoy playing video games, and you enjoy playing video games, but you can only play competitive, kind of like myself, that's going to increase stress and probably inflammation. So play games. If you're gonna play video games, play them for fun, right? But mindfulness includes like, I don't know what that was, but like taking walks out in nature. Nature is actually has been studied many times that going out in nature just instantly boosts mood, right? And it has all these other positive effects on mind and body that you can do. So go outside and just take a walk, even if it's in just your neighborhood. If you have a trail near the woods, go in the trail, walk there. Meditating's good too. Meditating will help. Helps with your mind, your mindset, and it sounds like fireworks now are going off. I'm pretty sure. So the first one sounded like it was like right underneath us. So if you guys can hear that, I apologize. The windows are open. You're welcome. And if you don't get to see fireworks this year for some reason, just keep listening to this episode.
Just hear it.
Yeah, zoom in or whatever it is to this time and be like, oh, fireworks. But meditating has a bunch of benefits, including reducing inflammation, clearing the mind, and just a bunch of other stuff that I should probably add in another episode, because off the top of my mind, I don't know. But
meditating is hard though. For people that
we've talked
are
about this
not,
before. I'm sorry, I got very distracted when that firework went off. Like that totally threw off my flow.
It flew it off.
Yeah, it threw up on my flow, and like I can't think of anything. I can't even meditate.
But so yeah, meditating is hard. If you're not, it takes practice. I won't say it's hard, but just like anything, it does take practice.
It's hard.
And there are guided meditations. So for beginners, I would suggest you there's a lot of free guided meditations that you can find. Google is a beautiful thing. And, you can do it in 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute intervals. Again,
I would start low.
Yeah, so for a beginner, sitting there for 10 minutes, doing a meditation just, makes my skin crawl. I can't do it because I'm not good at it at this particular moment. But to just do it for a minute, 5 minutes is really a good place to start. So.
Yeah. And oh, nice fireworks again. That was a big one. I don't see them, but I hear them.
I don't see them either.
Another thing that I do, I'm starting to do again. I stopped doing it for a couple months because my routine severely fell off, and I would say my mindset sort of went downhill for a minute. But
he likes to say that he had the baby.
Yeah, I did.
And so
first of all, it's not the baby's fault. It's only half her fault. There's a bunch of other stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
Anyways. What I started doing last year, and I did consistently for quite some time, and then I just started again, is cold rinsing, taking cold showers. Now, last year I was doing it at the beginning of the day. Literally the first thing I do, I just wake up. I would either wake up and take it, or I would do some cardio, which is some fasted cardio, then do it. That's for another day. But when I specifically do it after cardio or working out for the anti-inflammation and the recovery that it provides, as well as central nervous system boost, immune system boost, a bunch of other things. Cold showers are studied pretty widely and give quite a few very beneficial benefits. And I started doing it. I shower at night, so I do it at night right now. I'm going to be working into doing it in the morning, first thing when I wake up, working on that routine. But I do that for those benefits, and that is another thing that will help you with inflammation, which I think is very, very promising to do. I would highly recommend that to anybody. It is just like meditating. I would say it's actually harder than meditating, because now you are blasting yourself with insanely cold, and I'm talking about water that makes you shiver. That's the kind of water you want, and you want to stand there for 2 minutes or so.
But you don't want to shiver, right?
Yeah. Well, you want it so you want to get to the point where your body wants to shiver, but you need to try to control it so that you don't. So what I do is turn it on, and I take very, very deep breaths. I'm gonna make a YouTube video. Not with me doing it. I'm not gonna get in the shower and do it. Wow, backtrack for a second. That almost turned out bad.
You shouldn't.
I'm gonna make
you do it with swim trunks.
I'm going to put swim trunks on. I just want to set the stage for those who are listening. I'm gonna make a video with swim trunks on, right? And maybe some winter gear. And I'm going to take a video and show you my tactics on what I do in my cold showers, because I've gotten pretty used to it. And what I do. So for those who aren't going to watch, I breathe. I make sure my head is down and I don't look at the water. That's the first thing. You don't want to see the water coming, or else you're going to be scared of it, right? Because it's going to be cold. You don't want to build up the fear, because then your mind's going to prevent you from doing it. And then I just turn it on as quickly as I can, or I turn it down if it's already on. I do it at the end of the shower, obviously. With my head down, and I just let it run over my head, and then my body instantly wants to start shivering, but I don't. I breathe like very, very deep, to the point where my body can't even shiver because I'm breathing so deep, until I am able to calm myself down. And then what I do is focus on my breathing while I'm getting blasted by this cold water, because now my mind's focused on breathing so that I don't shiver, and I'm not focused as much on being cold, right? And you got to make sure you get every aspect of your body. I start with my head, and then I go to my back. My back's the worst part for me, because my back is just so messed up. You got to make sure you get under your armpits. You want to get every aspect of your body, right? Try to stay in for a couple minutes. If you are new to doing this, start slow, just like everything else. You do not have to go to the coldest that the shower can possibly go. Just practice by turning the shower down a little bit every single time, standing there, hopefully for 2 minutes or so, and then just turn it down. You'd be surprised how quickly your body adapts to that and is able to sit in that shower.
I just gradually turn it down. Like, I cannot just jump in right away with cold. But
that's in your mind.
Yes, I mean I could, but I gradually turn it, and it's not as bad once you get used to it. I don't do it nearly as much as I should, but I will every once in a while. Also, it's really good for your skin too. So doing cold water, it closes your pores. There's a whole thing. Cold water is good for your skin, if anybody cares. If there's any girls listening that have troubled skin, helps with that too.
Yeah, cold rinses are pretty beneficial. Very, very good for inflammation, which is what the episode is on, as well as many other benefits. So that's the good part. I will make a video on that.
If we get enough likes, we'll get you in a Speedo, and you can do it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can get likes on YouTube.
Can you get likes?
I thought it's like thumbs up or whatever.
How many thumbs up?
2 million. If we get 2 million thumbs up, you'll catch me in a Speedo. You probably won't catch me on you probably won't catch me on video without a shirt on anyway. So I'll probably have some kind of tight shirt on. Just throwing that out there. I don't generally take my shirt off for anything. So.
That's true.
Yeah, the wife can pretty much attest that.
Yeah, I think he even goes to the beach with his shirt on.
For the most part, it's on at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, there you go. Self-conscious, I guess. Yeah, so those are the 2 questions that came in. I don't know. Do you have anything that we may have missed? We kind of covered it in the questions.
Exactly what I suggested.
I know. You did it on purpose. I wanted to go over the shower thing actually specifically, so it was kind of cool that
naturally came up.
Yeah, question kind of came up. So, all right, with that, we're not gonna drag this episode out. We're gonna end it here. Next week, I'm gonna check the. We're not. I don't think we'll be live. I'm pretty sure we won't be live. So next week, June 16th. Oh, wow, that's the wife's birthday. Happy birthday.
Wow.
Everybody say happy birthday to the wife on the June 16th. Not before, not after.
Yeah.
If you don't say it on the day, you forgot and it's game over. It is what it is. You just can't say it anymore.
Seriously.
And that's her birthday, so 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live on Twitch and YouTube, except we are away, so we probably won't be. Just throwing it out there. And the topic of next week is undetermined. Ha! Tricked ya. You thought I was going to tell you. Now, thank you.
It's a birthday surprise.
It's a birthday surprise,
I get to pick the topic.
Oh, great.
Dun, dun.
Oh, great. It's going to be great. I'm not going to be here next week. So, with that, my name is Austin J, or hallucinodream, if you know me from the gaming community. Over here on my left, or if you're not watching, over here on my left is Christina, or Christina if you know her from the gaming community. All of our links are on the left here on Twitch and YouTube, or in the description on the podcast platforms. You can follow us, ask us any questions that may come up, in anything that we said, any tips, or post some success. Let us know if anything that we have said has worked out for you. So with that, we'll see you guys next episode, and thank you for tuning in.
Bye.